So what services are needed and how important are these services?
We need, what we need and what our aim is through Men's Aid Northern Ireland, we need a refuge opened up within Northern Ireland, Belfast or the surrounding area for male victims of domestic violence. If we appreciate domestic violence doesn't occur 9 till 5, which the two groups who support men at the moment only work Monday to Friday 9 till 5, domestic violence occurs in night time, out of hours and over weekends. At those periods in time, men have absolutely nowhere to go and nowhere to phone. We need a refuge where these men can go with the children or without the children, where they can be counselled, they can be looked after, they can deal with the emotional trauma that they're going through. At present, the government do not wish to give us that service. They do not want to provide it. They feel there is no need for it, but we would refute that totally refute it.
And you've met with government officials. What's their stance on support for male victims?
We met with Danny Kennedy, the chair of the Office First Minister Deputy First Minister Committee. Danny Kennedy asked a simple question: why are Women's Aid refugees not split in two, for males and for females? Now, we know that's not practical. We've met with DHSS PS, who said, plain, straight and simple, there are no funding available for any new groups coming up. Northern Ireland Housing Executive were also present at that meeting. They have recognised and admitted there is a lack of floating support services after hours for male victims of domestic violence. NIHE have yet to address that. We met with the PSNI Public Protection Unit and Inspectorate at Knocknagunny. The police have actually welcomed us on board. They've asked if we can attend MARIC cases for men, male victims of domestic violence, and they've also took a contact number to put on their infocart leaflet, which, along with all Women's Aid and all gay, lesbian, all different people have contact details for abuse and etc. etc. They're going to put a contact number on for Men's Aid Northern Ireland, which to us is a massive step. What we need now is our government bodies to stand up and take note of that and also assist us.
And there's been vast research done on male victims of domestic abuse. What are these findings?
We've been researching domestic abuse for a long period of time. Depending on which bodies you go to, the Probation Board in Northern Ireland have gave it a figure of 92% men commit domestic violence. Now that's just men who are on probation and have to attend the Probation Board in Northern Ireland, obviously, so yes, it will be a high figure. But if you look at the PSNI stats over a year period, the female victims of domestic violence is around about 6,000, 6,500. Male reported cases of domestic violence are running about 2,000, 2,500. So to us, the PSNI stats are making a note of 1 in 3 victims of domestic violence are male.
And what is the deprivation of these services for male domestic victims have on the individual and on society as a whole?
It leaves a man suffers from an ego spell where they don't want to come forward. You know, I'm a man, I don't want to come forward, say I've been attacked by a female. They don't want to come forward because there is nowhere for these guys to come forward to. And we believe that because of lack of services, we believe it's part and parcel of the suicide figures in Northern Ireland. Not just domestic violence, but all different aspects of men's life. We need the group there to support these men in the need. At the moment, there is not that service. We feel men are suffering greatly in society, greatly.
And a family law review is underway in England at present, but it's been confirmed that there's not going to be one over here in Northern Ireland. Why is Northern Ireland falling behind?
Well, if we could just highlight why family law comes in amongst domestic violence, a lot of domestic issues are emanating from the family court. Classifications of domestic abuse in the 5-year strategy tackling violence at home document, which was released in Northern Ireland, it's actually being renewed this month. It states that emotional and psychological. Now, coming from the family law scenario, we would feel that breaching a court contact order for a man to see his child, we would classify that as emotional and psychological abuse. But yet, the Department of Justice cannot give us a definitive answer of what is emotional and what is psychological abuse. We're challenging that at the moment. Family law comes into it again, where men go into the family court process. It's a traumatic experience to go through the family court. It's a traumatic experience to be away from the children, but there's no support for the men there. Now, there is a family law review ongoing in England at the moment. Northern Ireland, the Department of Finance and Personnel, who holds that remit at present, they began a review, but due to lack of resources, they had to stop the review. Now, they won't tell us what the lack of resources were. It's caught in a limbo now because it may be transferred to the Department of Justice. There will not be a review of family law in Northern Ireland. All they're going to do is monitor the review in England at the moment.
So what are the next steps? What would you like to see?
We are still going to lobby for a review in family law. We will continue lobbying the politicians here for a review in family law. We're in an economic state where there's the services throughout the whole of Northern Ireland being cut for Saving Money, but yet there's £30 million a year in legal aid running through the family court. That's money that could be best used elsewhere.
And what would you say to male victims who don't know what to do, who don't know where to go?
We would say any men who are suffering from domestic violence or any men who are having problems in general life and they feel they've nowhere to go, If you go on our website, which is www.mensaidni.co.uk, our contact details are on there, and give us a call and we'll be obliged to help you as much as we can.
That's great. Thank you very much, Peter, for coming in today.
Thanks very much for giving us the time to air our views. Thank you.